Hi, I'm Katie Hughes, and I just founded the Free Art and Design School, and I wanted to quickly go over the website. So let's check it out. So the Free Art and Design School has been founded basically to give access to different design art resources to everyone around the globe. And the sort of reason behind doing that is that while doing my MFA, I realized that um, a lot of sort of ideas and conversations that happen in design school are really wonderful and exciting, but they happen at design school. And so it would be really nice to have a better way to share ideas. And I think traditionally what you would have done is you would have made a magazine, right? Or some sort of other in-person community. And now with the internet, so much is shared on things like TikTok or what have you. And I decided I wanted to create a website, a YouTube account, and an Instagram to develop a community and also have a landing page for resources. So yeah, I mean, I really have been passionate about this and have been thinking about it for a couple of years. I wrote a couple initial articles about why I'm doing this, why I'm doing this now, how the pandemic has sort of shifted the educational landscape in the United States and elsewhere. So the first article is sort of personal. It's a little bit about my background. It's about my interests in different forms of art education and art making that haven't existed in a really long time, and about some of my idols. I talk about Creta Kent. I talk about Woman House at Cal Arts in the 70s. And it's personal. So I don't want this to be a personal blog or just my take on design because that's not what this is for. I want this to have a life outside of me, even though I'm the one who wrote the article and this is the initial video. But I want this to be able to transform and be a community. I'm just the one setting it up. The second article is a lot more about why I think having a virtual design school is a good idea or inevitable, and the ways in which a brick and mortar education, because it's inaccessible or too expensive for so many people, um, has led to this sort of new way in which people are sharing information online. So I'm not going to do YouTube tutorials where I'm on the Adobe suite explaining Illustrator to people. I couldn't do that better than the people who are already doing that. So this is more theoretical and more conversation based and more, I don't want to say like heady, but like big picture stuff. Um, so this talks about kind of the ways in which education has shifted traditionally and why a model like this is something that we can have right now that isn't, weird or revolutionary, and that education has always been changing. It's just that we exist in this kind of time where everything is regulated or monetized or like has rules in a certain way. And those rules are usually not to do with making education better or more accessible. It's just a system that's in place for monetary or political or social reasons. Um, but because of the internet, those things are changing. So I sort of wanted to explore how we could change things for the better. Um, I talk about my reasoning for this. You can read it all there. I'm not going to read it to you in the video. But aside from articles, I wanted to have a resource page for free open access, open source, copyleft, which is sort of the opposite of copyright, just like things that people can download and use freely. Um, and this is just like a template document. Like I just was like, oh, I'm going to make some shapes and then you can download these shapes and use them commercially or personally or whatever. And I'm just imagining this kind of space where you can do stuff like that. And how do I get out of here? But basically, the idea is that I want to be able to make things more accessible. That's all I really care about. And then also have articles explaining things or exploring ideas. Ultimately, what I'm envisioning is this in conjunction with our YouTube channel, which is awesome. Just made it. Has nothing on there yet until this video. That's pretty meta. Um, but I wanted to interview a lot of designers, artists, animators, creative people, and get their ideas on things, but also have a sort of back and forth about the ways in which design and all these other fields are shifting and have shifted because of technology. There's an Instagram account. The Instagram account is to foster community. Um, and that's sort of all the things I wanted. I mean, maybe a chat room would be good, but maybe it would be bad. And I don't want to have to monitor it because no one is running this except me. And I don't want to have to hire a content creator. So, you know, take that with a grain of salt. But this is sort of the groundwork for the project. And yeah, I don't know what kind of content is going to be here, but it's taken me 3 or 4 years to get to this point where I now have the design skills to be able to like make a website and it doesn't totally suck. And to be able to like build this community and have sort of interesting discussion around this stuff. So stay tuned. This will hopefully look better in the future and the conversations will be interesting and I'm really excited. So thanks for making it this far and see what happens next.